Mail, Dead in Five, yeah, which I love that song. Black Friday Holiday, I love that one. Um, and we played Blackmail and we played Three Phase, which they will be at Simon Saturday the 26th. Yes, that's right.
So that's like a couple days from now.
Yeah, a couple days from now. And I haven't been to Simon's in such a long time. It just seems weird. It's like I used to be there like every weekend. And now I'm like, man, I can't even remember the last time I was there. Like, crap. So hopefully Kevin doesn't throw me out.
Why would he throw you out?
I don't know. Usually I was the one throwing people out. And then I would look at Kevin and Kevin would come over and he'd go, well, what was that about? And I go, oh, dude was being an asshole, so I threw him out. And he'd go, oh, okay. And he'd walk away. And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know I had the power to do that, but apparently I do.
It comes from the confidence.
Yeah. Because, you know, playing in bands,
I don't kick people out.
No,
I'm
saying,
not that guy.
No,
I
saying.
never want people to stay.
Yeah.
No.
I've never kicked anybody out.
No, I'm saying, you've seen stupid people at bars that, get a little touchy-feely with women and, the women tell them, like, dude, stop, and they don't stop. And then finally, I walk over there because there's no security,
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, chick told you to stop. Just stop. And dude's like, oh, fuck you. And I'm like, well, get the fuck out.
Yep.
And he's like, well, who are you? And I said, don't worry about it. Get the fuck out. And then Kevin comes over and he goes, what was that about? I tell him what I just told you. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. So you threw him out. Cool. Like, no questions. Like, all right.
Everyone's happy, but the one guy.
But the one guy.
That guy doesn't need to be happy.
Yeah. There was this guy. I don't remember his name, but he came to Simon's like all the time. And he must have a drinking problem because he always got dropped off by some girl. I don't know.
Usually a sign.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she was just like his driver or what, but she would drop him off and she would be like, hey, I'll be back in like an hour or two, And dude would be cool, he'd dance around, he'd headbang, he'd keep to himself for the most part. But one time, he got out of line, and I went over to him. I said, dude, you can't do that, man. And he's like, oh, okay, okay. And I'm like, all right, cool. He caught me, so I walked away. And then he does it again, and I'm like, dude, I just told you, don't do that.
The problem is when someone's pretty drunk, you can't.
Yeah, you can't reason with them.
Yeah, you're just like, you can't argue.
No.
And you can't state facts. You're like, this is why you got to stop doing this. They won't listen.
Yeah, it's like, dude, she told you not to touch her, and you touched her. Don't do it again. Oh, okay. And then he did it again. So I grabbed him, and I'm like, dude, you got to go. And luckily, his driver had just walked in, and she's like, oh, my God. I said, no, just take him. And she's like, okay, cool. She's like, come on, we got to go. And, then Kevin's like, well, what was that about? I said, well, dude was getting out of hand. And he says, oh, so you got rid of him, huh? I said, yeah. I'm like, when did I become like the door guy at Simon's?
That night?
Like throwing people out. Like,
Bouncer Planky.
Yeah, but
I like Simon's. I always have good times there.
I've always had a great time.
So
yeah.
Good on you for getting that type of guy out. They don't need that.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Kevin has always been like, whenever I did something, he was never like.
Kevin's always been super cool.
Yeah.
With us.
Yeah, he was never like, well, hey, who do you think you are? Like. Yeah. It was just like, oh, you solved the problem, cool, and yeah, it's a cool little bar. It's in the neighborhood, so. You don't want people getting too out of control, because, there's literally houses right there,
Yeah.
But it's a cool little bar. I know last time I was there, they upgraded the sound system and.
They tweaked the stage a little bit. It's a little bit bigger. They cleaned it up.
Yeah.
When we were there, it wasn't. I know I've played so many shows where it's just it seems like 1,000 chords. and you know how much I jump around. And so I would always be like, this is it. This is the night I'm going to die. I'm going to get tangled up. I'm going to fall. I'm going to break my neck. And yeah, they expanded the stage last time we were there, and they cleaned up the floor, and all the wires are nice and coiled up. And
yeah, I know they took the like VIP loft out.
Yeah,
which so I was kind of bummed out because I love that part.
There's a little bar back there, like a little like counter, and it's good for bands to set up merch, and then just right behind them is the sound booth.
Yeah.
But it leaves more. It makes the main floor a little bigger. You get more people up there.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of knocking yourself out, I don't know if you've ever heard this story about Henry Rollins.
About him knocking himself out?
Yeah, you never heard this one?
No.
Yeah, he was performing with his band, Black Flag, and I think they were playing in like South Africa or somewhere way out there, right? And Henry Rollins, kind of like you, he gets into it when he's singing, like.
Well, especially in the Black Flag.
Yeah. So he was getting into it while he was singing. While he was kind of pounding his fist, and he had one leg up on the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he was pounding his fist and pounding his head, he pounded his head into his knee, knocked himself out.
I can see that. I remember it was one of the very first NDR shows. We were so new. It was within like the first 2 or 3 months of us out playing. We were out in Jackson playing. I remember, what was it called? The Foundry.
Oh yeah, the Foundry. God, I love the Foundry.
We're the last band of the night, and we just like, whatever. Like, a lot of the crowd had left by then, but we're like, we're just gonna get out. We're gonna do our thing. And I got into it, and I don't know what I was thinking. But I take the microphone, I start bashing my head with it. And then I'm looking into the crowd, like, I see this face on the people who are still there, like, wide-eyed. And I was like, oh, we must sound great. And then I look over to my right, and our original bass player, Steve, looks at me. He gives me the big eyes. And I'm just like, yeah, we're doing good, right? And he was like, dude, your face. And then that's when I could see, like, the blood start.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, like, yeah, I definitely cut myself open, like, wrestling style. And I'm like, oh, I look insane. Like, yeah, I got caught up in the moment, and now I'm bleeding Ric Flair style. And all, like, our first time in Jackson, people were like, this guy's insane.
Was JB still running the sound?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. JB's a great guy, man. Great guy to work with.
I love JB. He's always a good sound guy.
Yeah. Funny story. When Underland was playing out there, they made me their manager for the day, and Lou is not at the gig yet, but Chris and Lawrence are. So me, Chris, and Lawrence are there. We knew Lou was going to be late, but we assumed that Lou would be there before stage time, before they take the stage. Well, JB comes up to me and he goes, yeah, I had to bump you guys. You guys are playing sooner than you think. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like, Lou's not here, dude. He's like, well, you guys are playing at 9. Like, well, Lou's not going to be here till 10. So we've got a problem,
Yeah.
So JB's like, well, I don't fucking know. It's your fucking problem, not mine. And he walks away. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And I've never managed a band. I don't know what I'm doing, So I'm
None of us know what we're doing.
No, exactly. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, now I got to go talk to Chris and Lawrence and explain that they have to start their show without the singer and guitar player of the band.
Drum solo.
Yeah.
Drum solo.
So I go out to explain it to them, and they're like, well, dude, this is why we made you the manager. You're supposed to figure this shit out. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. He says you guys are going on at 9. He's like, well, you need to go talk to him. So, all right. And I didn't really know JB that good at the time. I knew him, but I didn't really know him,
Yeah.
So I go back in there, and I'm... I'm kind of scared, because JB's a big guy, and I'm like, I don't want to piss him off, So I go back in there, I'm like, JB, man, look, I don't know what we got to do here, but Lou's not going to be here till 10 o'clock, man. Like I thought there was an understanding. I thought you were, and JB just starts laughing.
He's just fucking with
And I'm like, what is so funny, dude? And he goes, yeah, I know what time Lou's getting here, dude. He goes, I've been fucking with you the whole fucking time. I'm like, you fucking asshole, dude! Like, that is not cool.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, so my first time acting as a manager, the sound guy's fucking with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more.
It was a good test. It was a good test.
I was so scared, though, because I'm like, I thought he sounded dead serious that they were going on at 9, not 10. He's like, Lou knew about this. Lou fucked everything up. And I'm like, oh, my God. And he's just fucking with me.
You should be in Yar's manager because there's
I don't
times
think you want that.
I always
You
feel
realize after that happened, Underland didn't play for a long time.
You realize Underland is no longer a band. Like,
all I know is I feel like I'm the one who always has to break the bad news to the rest of the group.
oh, well, that I'm good at.
And I just am always like, God damn, like, I don't want to be the one to say it. So if I could just
Yeah,
leave that part to like,
Yeah.
Planky,
I can be the one.
it's really shitty. It's going to ruin their day.
I can blame Ricky. That's what I'll do. I'll blame Ricky.
Just,
Everybody, it's Ricky's fault. Ricky showed up late.
no, Ricky's always on time.
I know. I like messing with him.
He, yeah, I need you to be the bearer of bad news.
I can do it.
And then if someone doesn't
What's
want
your
to,
pay?
you figure that out. Like, you go to the club owner and you make sure we get our money.
All right. I can do that.
There
I
you
can
go.
do that. That's cool.
Now, if you get us money, we can split it.
I like the sound of this. I mean, hell, you guys got me in your video? I'm like,
Use
wow.
that as your motivation. Go like, if I get this money,
I can be in another video.
Yeah.
Like, that was so cool. I came across your promotional video because you're promoting, you guys are going to have a third EP coming out?
That's the goal.
Yeah, and you were kind of doing like the GoFundMe thing, right?
Yeah, we got an Indiegogo going right now.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years since the last record.
Oh, wow.
It should not have taken this long. Like, we had no interest in waiting this
Was
long.
that your Chinese democracy?
It was, listen, it was a constant, like, sigh, like, God damn it. Like, so we do that record, and it does really well when it first comes out, and we're playing, and then we have a drummer issue, and you're like, oh, shit.
It's the goddamn drummers every time.
My whole life since I was 16, it's always I'm like, fucking drummers.
It's like Spinal Tap, dude.
Like, I called Joe the night that I knew. I was like, this drummer, it ain't working. There was no question. I called Joe, and I was like, what are you doing right now? He's like, oh, I'm just like driving home. I got a Slurpee. I was like, do you want to be in our band? I need a drummer. You don't have to audition. I'll send you a list of the dates. Do you want to do it? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, I guess.
I guess.
And I was like, so I look at like Drew, and I'm like, and Mark, and I'm like, we got a drummer. Like, we got to get through tonight, but already tomorrow. But then he messages me, and he's like, well, I want to do something with Law. So then I got to call Law. I'm like, hey, Law. I'm like, you should join our band as a second guitar player. So then we get, now we become a 5-piece.
Yes.
And then we're like, okay, we teach them the songs. Then we start playing more shows. And then once we get tight as a unit, we start writing songs together. And then you're like, all right, like, we almost got enough for an EP. And then Mark goes, I got to quit.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, now we got to find another bass player. And we spend months going, like, we would have like 3 or 4 auditions a week lined up.
Wow.
And they would go horrible.
Oh my God.
Horrible. People show up and, like, you give them a week to learn, like, 2 songs. You're like, here's the gist of the song. You can make it your own. Just make sure you know when the verse is and the chorus is. Like,
Yeah.
play the song.
Yeah.
And they get there like, oh, yeah, no, I definitely know it. And then just and then nothing. And, like, I got to a point where, like, after, like, a minute, I would just stop. I go, nope, sorry. Like, thank you for coming out. Hey, you had a 45-minute drive? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about your
Maybe
luck.
you should have tried.
Yeah. So then you're like, oh, shit. let's see if Ricky wants to. So
Yeah.
then that's how we get Ricky. And once again, you're like, all right, now we got to teach him the songs. And then we got to play a bunch of shows to make sure we're tight. And then that becomes, now we got to write. And then Law gets a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I remember the shoulder injury.
And so, like, we're jamming, but we're, like, kind of going a little slower because we're like, well, we don't want to do everything without you. We want to wait till you come back. And it just, every time we were, like, really close, something would happen.
Something happened.
And you're like, son of a... All right, so now we're like, okay, we've got the lineup. Last year we played so many shows. And I'm like, okay, we got the lineup. We've got the songs. And so then we've been making money from these shows. And then we decide, oh, we want to go to a really good studio. And so then we decide we want to go to Mick at Zoinga. We kept listening. If anyone doesn't know Zoinga, check out the first Ave Under Fire record.
Oh, damn, there you go.
We kept listening to their song Betrayer. And I kept
That's a great song.
And I'm listening to like the production of it, and you heard some of our songs of the Token. Like our new stuff, it's even heavier.
Yes.
It's the last record was very rock and roll. This is definitely leans towards heavy, but there's groove. Like to me, I'm like, this is kind of like it's got a hint of like that White Zombie heavy.
Yeah.
Like you bounce your head to it, but you can't deny the heaviness. So we're like, oh my god, like can you imagine these riffs and these hooks with that production? So then we're like, well, that's where we got to go. And you talk to Mick and you're like, this is great. This is what we want to do. And then you're like, oh, well, Mick's really good. So the budget is a little higher. So
a little bit, yeah.
So we took what we had made from shows, and we could go to pretty much any other studio. We could be making the record right now.
Yeah.
And we want to be making a record, but we want the record to sound as good as possible. We want it to sound big. We want, when you put it in your car, we want you immediately to be like, I have to roll my windows down. I have to step on the gas. I don't care how cold it is. I want to get a speeding ticket. So I think the total, what we're looking at is $2,400, and we have like $1,500.
Damn.
So
that's really good.
So this last like 1,000. We need people's help. So we set up an Indiegogo. It's on our Facebook. I tagged it at the top of our page. So
yeah, I believe
I'm sharing it.
I shared it a couple times.
You shared it. A lot of my friends and our fans are sharing it. So that's huge. But yeah, we need $1,000.
Yeah.
And we've got 60 days. Well, now it's probably about 55 days, 56. We just started it Sunday.
Wow.
But, for certain, like, you donate money, and you're not just giving us money.
Yeah, you get rewarded for whatever you give. I forgot the platforms or whatever.
It goes as low as $5. If you donate $5, we'll send you the EP digitally. $10, you get the digital, a physical copy, and I think you get a thank you.
Ooh,
in the notes.
$10 right now. No.
And then
I've got $10 right now.
I'm serious. We've got CD T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And I mean the CD T-shirt's $25. Oh sweet, add $10.
$10 right there. That was live on YouTube too, if you saw it.
$10 going to the Indiegogo. But like $25 for a CD and a shirt, which I don't think is an unfair
No,
at all.
Of a deal.
No, some concerts you go to, you can't even get $25 for a T-shirt.
Yeah, I've gone to concerts where the T-shirts were more than the ticket.
Yeah.
So I feel like $25 CD, a T-shirt, and everyone likes to know that their money's going to something good.
Yeah.
Like this is straight independent music. The money's going right to our record. This is all. We're not paying our bills with this. It's all going to the project.
You won't see him driving a Rolls Royce.
No, you won't. You will see it in the album art and the album sound. And we've got a special edition shirt that's it's all of us as like little cartoon characters.
Oh, those are cool.
Little cartoon Ricky, little cartoon Law, but it's only available on the Indiegogo. We've got things, chance if you hit a certain perk, you're going to be in one of our music videos. We'll figure out a date and time, and we'll get people apart. You can get handwritten lyrics. There's a chance, you want to throw a private party A house party will be the band for the night.
Damn.
Wow.
And we even have the top tier. If you straight up donate the whole 1,000,
Damn.
we'll even let you name the entire record. We say, minus anything homophobic or racist. Other than that, if you want to call it Jelly Beans Taste Like Butt, hey, NDR's next EP, Jelly Beans Taste Like Butt. It's heavy as shit.
The Plankman album.
If I see that $1,000 version, New Day Revolution's new album, the Plankman album.
I love it.
Do we have a cartoon sketch of him on the front?
Oh, dude, that would be sweet.
That's fine by us.
It's funny because like the other day he sent me this video of you guys talking about this, and he's like, "Dude, I'm in the video. Dude, I'm in the video." I'm like, "All right."
I didn't even know you guys were shooting a video that night.
So like I go
Well,
there.
because we knew we were gonna take clips of that and use it for our campaign video.
It was funny though because he's just like, "I'm in the video," so I'm watching the video. I'm like, "Where the fuck is he?" Watching the video, and then like, I would go back and I'm watching it really, really slow.
You gotta slow it
And
down.
there's like this little brother with a red hat. And I'm like, yeah, there he is right there. So I go back and I watch it like 5 times. And then finally, he's like right by the speaker, just sort of like,
Oh, I was right by Ricky. I was staring at Ricky the whole time. And Ricky just kept looking at me going, oh my God. Like, shaking his head. So I just kept staying there like, hi, Ricky. Hi.
her excitement for that was hilarious.
Did you recognize the like first 50 seconds or so? Did you recognize what we were doing?
Yeah, what show was it? Crap.
We shot it scene for scene. When we did
The intro there, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the for anyone who hasn't seen it, go to our Facebook or our Indiegogo. The opening is a recreation, NDR's version of the Golden Girls.
Yeah, that was.
That
made me laugh when I first started watching it.
We watched that and we kept pausing it. You're like, okay, what do they do next? What do they do next? We did everything that they did in the same order. We're like, this is going to be the intro to the video. Our music's so heavy and it's political and it's just so aggressive. But we're like, no, we joke around so much when we're not on stage. We're like, we need to make sure people know, like, yes, music's serious, but like, listen, this can be funny too.
Yeah, I know when I first started watching it and I heard the Golden Girls music, I started laughing. I'm like, oh no, they didn't. And they did. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you.
Very good intro.
Ricky edited all that.
Really?
Yeah,
Ricky did that.
he did.
Wow.
We shot it all and we're like, all right, there you go, Ricky.
Wow. I gotta give Ricky some credit for that, man.
Yep, and he did it in like a day or two.
Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was, and at the end, when you're like, wait a minute, isn't that like a Seinfeld thing or something? And then the Seinfeld music starts playing. I'm like, oh my God, like that was so cool.
Yeah, we try to make it entertaining. We're, like I was saying, the music's aggressive and it's in your face, but when we're not on stage, we are constantly joking around. And we just hope it entertains people and catches their attention. But yeah, I mean, we're taking every dollar that we've made last year from all the shows. And like I said, we could be doing a record right now. And then we just want to make the best record. If we do anything now, like it would be another record, comes out, oh yeah, that sounds really good. But we're like 30p. It's time to move up a notch.
Yeah.
And we've got the songs. We feel very confident about that. So with the quality that we could get from Zoinga, we could get on more radio stations. We're looking to do soundtracks. We spent all last year like traveling all over Michigan, playing Ohio.
Yeah, you guys went out of state too.
Yeah, we're expanding now. So now we're like, ooh, a record that sounds this good, we can up the guarantees. The more money we make from those shows, we can make more videos, go do another record, and we can travel farther out.
Yeah, and it's hard when you're doing that all by yourselves. You guys don't have a tour manager. You don't have, a manager. It's all you guys, you know? It's not like somebody's going, hey, you guys are going to be in the studio tomorrow. It's like, no, you have to figure it out.
For the first 2 records, I did the studios. I found the producer. I usually have a big part in finding the director for the videos and the storyline. And I run the Facebook and the website. Joe runs the Twitter. Ricky is the one who designs all of our flyers and logos. Law handles Snapchat. Like, we all kind of delegate.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't have the money to pay a manager. And when it comes to booking gigs, me and Ricky go back and forth on that. And we've got our enterprise membership because we have to rent a van from the airport every couple weeks, and that's how we get to Cleveland and back. And
yeah,
so we're using, and then we drive all the way out to Cleveland, make a few bucks, come back. That money is going to this record.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a big misconception. A lot of people think of when you're in a band. They think that, you're making money.
It is not glamorous
at
all.
They picture that glamour, and it's like...
They picture that Nickelback money.
Yeah, it's like, no, they're sleeping in a van when they go out of town, or if you get a hotel, that's money out of your pocket.
For us, it's never a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's money, you're like, well, that's money we could put towards the record.
Yeah.
So what happens, I remember... God, one night in Grand Rapids, we play, and we were the last band, and we're headlining. We play. You don't leave till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then you're hungry, so you're really not hitting the road till 3:30.
Yeah.
And everyone passes out. What I do, I just load up. I'm always the driver. I load up on a really big coffee, and we pull up. Like 6. I pull up at 6:30 in the morning. Sun's coming up. I gotta unload the equipment, drop the van off, then come back home, and then maybe around 8 a.m. I'll finally get to bed.
God, it sounds like the dream everyone wants.
Yeah, you're like, cool, we made $100.
Yeah.
All for that hour and a half set if you're lucky.
Yeah, but like I said, that $100 is going to the record.
Yeah.
And we just want to give people we just want them to put on that record and go, holy shit, this sounds heavy.
Yeah, well, the newer stuff definitely is, man. Like, holy God.
Once Joe and Law came in,
yeah,
they upped the heaviness. And we still got that core NDR with me and Drew. You will always have driving guitar riffs and catchy vocal melodies. But yeah, Joe and Law added some heaviness to it, and the way Joe and Drew bounce ideas back and forth, they add that White Zombie bounce to it, that more human feel, or what was the first song they had? Thunder Kiss.
Oh yeah.
It's heavy. There's no question it's metal, but your head's just bobbing.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh shit, I think we've got our White Zombie record.
Yeah.
We're in, like I said, we got about 65% of the money. We just need a little bit more, and we're gonna come out with something amazing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we'll keep sharing it and that, and hopefully it'll. Drive some more people towards it, and get you guys out there.
Thank you.
What do you think about what's going on with Eva Under Fire?
I'm so excited.
I know, it's crazy.
When all that was happening, Chris would message me, and he was always down. I'm like, dude, this is great. And he's like, I don't know, man. The paper's not signed, so and I'm like, I get wait till the paper. I'm like, dude, if the fact is they contacted you,
yeah,
that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they flew us out to New York for the night or two. I'm like, even if nothing else happens, I'm like,
it's a good experience.
You flew out to New York,
yeah,
and they
pretty
wined
cool.
and dined you, but I kept telling, I was like, dude, you guys are great. We've played so many shows together. I've seen you. I'm like, I think you're gonna be okay.
Dude, we were at a show of theirs in where was it now? Sturgis, yeah. Sturgis. And I'm standing there after the show next to the merch table with Amanda. And there's a line of people.
I feel like I remember talking to Chris about this.
Yeah.
He was talking about he's like, we made all this money for merch. And
yeah, well, there's this line of people, right?
Yeah, she was signing stuff
yeah, Amanda was left and right signing stuff, and then she comes over to me and she goes, Planky. I said, what? She goes, who the hell are all these people, and why do they want to see me? And I'm like, because you're good.
They are good.
They're pretty solid.
They're a great band, and I think that label's a good label for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do well. I mean, they've got all the parts. They write great riffs and they got the great melodies. And Amanda is so charismatic. Like you're drawn to her.
Oh yeah, when she goes up on stage, you like. I told her this years ago. I swear to God, you could go up on stage and tell those people to fight, and they would fight. like she could start a fight on stage. She could just be like, "You hit him," and people would do it.
She sounds good.
Yeah.
She looks good on stage, and there's no fakeness to them.
No.
So I think they're gonna be all right.
No,
I think they're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I hope it works. It's so cool though, to see like one of our local bands.
Yeah.
That we all know. It's like everybody knows that. Like it kind of reinforces that it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen right here.
And sometimes it's I'm not saying this particular scene, but you see other scenes, just any city, like you get high school type drama, and it happens with bands, and I don't understand the point of one band talking trash about another, because they're like, no, this is good for all of us. As Jamie Johnstuff Hatebreed says, high tide raises all ships. So if Ava gets noticed, then you're like, who's this badass band from Detroit? What if there's other badass bands in Detroit? Like, more spotlight's going to come on all of us.
Yeah.
Like, this is good for everybody.
Yeah, it goes in waves. I mean, there was out in Seattle for a while. It came from Detroit again, and it bounces back and forth.
Yeah. So if Ava is a great band, like I said, maybe someone else will go, maybe there's some other bands that we know there's great bands in Detroit.
And you never know, somebody might go to them and be like, hey, do you guys know any other bands in Detroit? And they go, oh yeah, we know this little band called New Day Revolution.
Who's also doing this Indiegogo. These great songs.
So it leads back to you, like it all works out, that's why I never understood the little, I hate that band, I hate this band.
We're all in it together. You gotta support each other.
And if you just don't like someone, then just worry about yourself.
Yeah, just don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't hate.
Like go do your own band breaks. Write some more songs. Like focus on that, whatever. But I'm so happy for them. They're great people. I'm very happy for that. I think they're gonna do just fine. I've heard their songs. They're good.
God. I tell you, man, I could not believe it when we were out there in Sturgis and I saw that line of people, and I'm sitting there looking at Amanda, and I'm like, I've known her since she was 19 years old. And now, she's like, here, I'll sign that. Here, I'll sign, and she's just signing on. And I'm like, wow. I remember seeing her at Moose McGregor's to like an empty bar,
It's crazy. Our last CD release, it was Ava opening the show. They were
that's right. It was.
It was Ava. Is still to this day one of my most fun shows ever. It was Ava. They were still pretty new, and Harlow and us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I believe I was at that one because it sounds very familiar. Yeah.
At the Rockery.
Yes.
Super. We made a point to do it in a really small, tiny place, pack it. But yeah, it was Ava, Harlow, and us, and it was fun.
Yeah, it's amazing, man, to think that one of these little bands from Detroit is now just ready to explode onto the world,
Well, it's like what we were saying earlier. You were freaking out. Oh my God, there's people in Finland that listen to us. we get people, like I was saying, hitting us up like, oh, we're from France and we dig you guys. So whether it's Ava or your show or our songs, like, hey, if someone here likes it, why couldn't someone else like it? And then there's someone in Europe who likes it, or someone in South America. You're like, well, if they like it, and people in Detroit like it, and you just see it's right, and you're like, well, why couldn't more people like it?
Yeah.
So if Ava blows up here, why couldn't the rest of the country dig them?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I really think they've just got like that sound that it could be played on any radio station across the country, like
they've got that good mainstream sound.
Yeah. And I don't mean mainstream in a bad way either,
But
I
know a lot of people, they hear mainstream and they're like, oh, I fucking hate it.
No. You popping at me on a pop and rock station, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're an aggressive band. The stuff I listen to is more like in your face punk, but like they've got that sound that's like for someone from like my side, they're like they've got guitar. Like there's no question. Like you don't think they're being fake about the rock, and a good melody is a good melody.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with catchy, as long as it's honest. I think people will see.
Yeah, I was joking around with Corey the other day. I said, well, Corey, now that you're going to be in a big time band and you're going to be on tour, you're going to need a drum tech. and he goes, oh, you know anybody that might want to accept that job? And I said, oh, I don't know, man. He goes, well, I think you should take the job. And I said, nah, you might want to raise your standards a little bit. And he's like, no, I think the job's and I'm like, cool, so when we hitting the road? like, I'm in, Corey. Like, fuck, I'll go.
Yeah.
Like, man, I can't imagine, like, the first time they come back and they're playing, like, a bigger club. You know, like, oh, my God, that place is just going to be packed, man.
I wasn't able to go to their Token CD release. And I saw just pictures of it.
It was packed.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
You can.
I figured they would do well, but when I saw it, I was like, oh,
yeah.
It's like packed.
Yeah, I was sitting at a table with Zaldor and his wife, and thank God Zaldor and his wife were there, and they let me sit with them because there was no place to sit. There was no place. I couldn't. I wanted to go up by the stage, just to tell them like, hey guys, have a good show. I couldn't even get up there,
Yeah, when I saw the pictures, I was like, good for them.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. I was like, I'm not going to make it. I want to show my support. I want to think like I'm just dishing out. But then, yeah, when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, yeah, they didn't notice I wasn't there.
No.
So, like, they're fine. They're fine. They're just fine.
It was funny because I caught up with Rob at one point before they went on. And he said to me, he goes, there's a lot of fucking people here tonight. I go, yeah, why are they here, Rob? And he goes, fuck if I know. I'm like, they're here for you, Like, I had a little minute with Amanda, and she's like, I can't believe all these people are here. I go, yeah, they're all here for you. Do you realize that? And she just shook her head like, no, they still don't get that it's all for them, like
just wait until they play the first 5,000 person show, 12,000 seat arena.
Being in like a small band, like you have your good shows, but it seems like you have like 5-10 shows in between where like you don't play to a lot of people, and then you get like 1 or 2 shows like, oh shit, like that was a good show, but all of us, and I'm sure they remember the shows like Moose McGregor.
Yeah.
So it's still, it's new to them. Like I know the reason we started playing more out of state was we were doing well here, and we're like, well, now that we're doing well, we don't want to overdo it. So you start to expand out, and then we've gotten so used to doing kind of decent around here that when we go to a new town, you're like, oh yeah, we're starting over.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I want to go back to the crowds, but you're like, oh, but if we keep doing that, then there won't be crowds.
Yeah. Me and Rob had a talk about that because we were talking, and I said, the one mistake that a lot of these local bands make is they play a gig every weekend at a different bar, like right down the road, So, over here at this bar, we had like 100 people. And then, next weekend we're playing. Oh, well, now you got 50 people, And I'm like, you might be popular here, but in order to get your band more popular out there, you have to go out there, Like you can't just go like, okay, we've been hitting all these clubs in Detroit. Where's the money?
Yeah. Like I think when you're a new band, I think your first year you do need to play every weekend.
Yeah,
you don't have fans.
Yeah,
so
you gotta build up the fan base.
Bother
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But after a year or so, you should be at the point where like, all right, now people know who we are. And so we noticed that like right after we did release the last record, like that's when we like were playing these shows and we're getting these crowds. All of a sudden, at the end of each night, we're getting money. And then the next show you get money, it's a little bit more, and then we're like, oh, is this what it's like? And then that's when we were like, wait a second, And then we did play like one show where it went down a little bit. They were like, oh no, we've gotten used to a steady crowd and a steady amount of money. And so that's when we're like, oh wait, maybe we're at that point. Maybe we shouldn't play the city all the time. And that's when we started going to Grand Rapids and Saginaw and just slowly expanding on. Yeah, we noticed we'll hit Saginaw, we'll hit Grand Rapids, then we come back.
Yeah.
And yeah, that theory seems to be working.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way people are gonna find out who you are is be right in front of them and be like, hey, this is us.
Yeah.
You know, like here we are, we're in your town. You know, like that. So it was funny when me and Rob were talking about that. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. You know, like so that's what you got to do. So
yeah.
Hopefully it'll work out for you guys like it has for Eva Under Fire. So we'll play some Eva Under Fire and we'll play some New Day Revolution.
That sounds good.
So we're going to play 3 from New Day and 1 from Eva. And then what else were we going to talk about, Ted?
I don't know. You were quickly remember where everyone can get the stuff.
So,
donations.
I want to say our website, but I just found out like yesterday we're having domain name issues.
Oh.
So it's just an IT thing. So you can go to newdayrevolutionband.com, but that's getting fixed hopefully within this week or early next week. It's back up.
Yeah.
But you go on our Facebook page. It's right at the top. Go on our Instagram. It's the links in our bio. If you go to my personal page on Facebook, Dakota Star, I'm posting it at least twice a day, and all my friends and family are.
Oh yeah, we'll share it.
Just go to Indiegogo.com and type in New Day Revolution in the search bar. But like I said, we in the first 3 days, I think we hit 15% of our goal. So that's a good.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. But yeah, we got lots of good perks: shirts, CDs, music videos, all that stuff. And every dollar you donate, you get something back, and you can sleep good knowing you helped us out. Because we really want to make a good record.
Yeah.
And we really need everyone's help.
Yeah. So there you go. Help them out, and we'll give you some examples of how you can help them out. We'll play some of their music, and you can hear it right here. So here's some Eva Under Fire and some New Day Revolution, and we'll be back, and I don't know, Ted, were we going to talk about something else?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm sure we get something to talk
All right, we'll think about it. We'll be back on the Plankman Show on tapdetroit.com. Okay.